Each week, Sport360 will bring you tips for the English Premier League's official fantasy football game. Fancy pitting your wits against us? You can join Sport360 Fans League using the code 2,529,004,595,062. The weekend Premier League action gave us a lot to think about, but there's no time to dwell as our fantasy Premier League teams are set for another round in midweek. Liverpool will want to respond after their 11 draw with Everton in the Merseyside derby when they take on West Brom, while Manchester United will be desperate to do the same at home to Bournemouth following their defeat to Manchester City, who play Swansea away. Chelsea will need to recover from their draw at West Ham as well when they travel to Huddersfield, and the same can be said of Arsenal after their point at Southampton ahead of a trip to the London Stadium to face the Hammers. Tottenham, on the other hand, will welcome Brighton to Wembley after dispatching Stoke at the venue 51 on Saturday. Here are a few pointers to guide you ahead of game week 17. Captain, Harry Kane. Tottenham. 12.8 Things didn't go according to plan for Chelsea or Eden Hazard against West Ham, and for this game week, the armband is being passed on to Harry Kane. While that may seem a little reactive following his brace against Stoke, the fact of the matter is that among the big hitters, he's perhaps the only one guaranteed to start in midweek and maybe even feature for the full 90 minutes after being rested in the Champions League last week. Another factor to consider is the recent form of Heung-min Son. 7.9 meters. The South Korean has galvanized the team, offering a different dynamic and opening up gaps in the opposition. He scored against Watford away in GW15 before hitting the back of the net in the Champions League and following that up with a goal and assist on Saturday against Stoke. As a result, Kane is getting better chances to score, and he could make the most of it against Brighton as well. He's now also scored 4 times in his last 4 GWs, so ignore that form at your own peril. Back to scoring ways. Alternatives. Mohamed Salah. 9.9 meters has provided a goal, assist or more in the last 8 GWs straight. Can anyone stop him? His phenomenal form means he's always an option for the armband regardless of the opposition. After being subbed off in the 67th minute of the derby, there's a good chance that he will start against West Brom. Eden Hazard. 10.8 meters was frustrated against West Ham, who did a good job on him, but that's not going to be a recurring theme. The Belgian was still Chelsea's chief threat, and the odds of Huddersfield pulling keeping him at bay are slim. Bold choice. Romelu Lukaku. 11.3 meters shouldn't really fall into this category, with United playing Bournemouth at home, but when you've scored just once in the last 9 GWs, there can be no complaints. He's still owned by 32.2% of managers, who could look at him as a viable option for the captaincy. His form makes it a bit of a risk though, as does the fact that Paul Pogba is still suspended. 2 ins. Riyad Mahrez. Leicester City. 8.5 Riyad Mahrez is finally starting to show the form that made him an FPL must-have in the season before last. He's delivered returns in 7 of the last 9 GWs and now has 84 points in total, just one behind Leroy Sane. With only 5.6% ownership, he offers a great differential. Riyad Mahrez. Xherdan Shaqiri. Stoke City. 6.1 Eric's Maxim Choupo-Moting has blanked in the last 4 GWs and has been dethroned by Xherdan Shaqiri as Stoke's best FPL asset. The Swiss international has either scored or assisted in 5 of the last 7 GWs and has good fixtures over the next 4 rounds as well. Xherdan Shaqiri. 2 outs. Rob Elliott. Newcastle United. 4.2 The Newcastle custodian was a popular FPL asset at the start of the season with a starting price tag of only 4 meters. However, he appears to have lost his place to Carl Darlow, who has started the last 3 games and impressed. Switching to the 4.4 meters keeper is one way to go in the same price bracket, while Julian Speroni at 4.1 meters is also an option. Robert Elliott. Alberto Moreno. Liverpool. 4.6 MA. Hamstring injury has sidelined the Spaniard for at least 6 weeks, and his price is set to plummet. He was good value in the Liverpool defense but wasn't a mainstay anyway, and that can't be said of any of the Reds' defenders at the moment. The blue half of Merseyside presents options though in Mason Holgate. 4.2 meters and John Joe Kenny. 4.3 meters. Alberto Moreno. See follow at Brendan Edo. Sport360's Fantasy Premier League tips are brought to you by Moget against JBR. Take part in our FPL league using the code 2,529,004,595,062. Win exciting prizes.